Enantiosem, words with two opposite meanings. Ever wondered why the verb apprendre in French means to teach and also to learn? There are quite a lot of French words that mean one thing and their opposite. They are called enantiosem. This term was invented by a French linguist named Roland Barthes. In English, yes, they do exist too, and they are called autoantonyms. Autoantonyms are relatively rarer in English. That might be because English is a more precise language and French is a more implicit language. Anthropologist Edward T. Hall introduced the concept of high and low context cultures in his book, The Silent Language, in 1959. A high context culture is a language in which unspoken communication may be more important than explicit communication. Body language, facial expressions, and other nonverbal cues play a more important role in communication. This is why an expression like oh la la can mean any emotion under the sun. It depends on the intonation we choose to say it. The United States is one of the lowest context cultures. Americans focus more on explicit instruction on a daily basis. Does to resign mean to sign again or to quit? Do we resign our job or re-sign our contract? Does to sanction mean to permit or to punish? Do we sanction the creation of tattoos for entertainment purposes, or do we sanction their use for gang identification? Is clipping a word that means to fasten or to cut apart? Do you clip your seatbelt, or do you clip your belt when it is too long? You can tell from these examples that only context will tell. So enantiosems exist because many words in French are reused with different meanings and sometimes with opposite meanings depending on the context. Do French people get confused? Never. Well, mostly never. For example, un amateur can be a person who is new to a job, but it also means the expert in a field. Il est un véritable amateur de karaté. Il pratique les arts martiaux tous les jours. He is a true karate enthusiast. He practices martial arts every day. Par contre, c'est un simple amateur en cuisine. Il vient juste de commencer. On the other hand, he's an amateur in the kitchen. He's just started. The context and a little explanation can clear all the confusion. Let's look at a few more nouns, adjectives, verbisem, and adverbs that are frequently used. Bête. Une bête can be a beast or a degree in intelligence. Les gens sont vraiment bêtes de croire aux mensonges des politiciens. People are really stupid to believe politicians' lies. Pourtant, certains sont des bêtes en histoire. Yet some people are geniuses when it comes to history. Un hôte means at the same time the person who welcomes a guest and the guest itself. Ce soir, nous allons accueillir nos hôtes du mieux possible. Tonight, we're going to make our guests as welcome as possible. Je compte sur toi pour être un hôte modèle. I'm counting on you to be a model host. Coco means someone we love or someone who is bizarre and suspect. Salut mon petit Coco, j'aime bien ta prof de maths. Hello my little friend, I like your maths teacher. Par contre, ton prof de bio, celui-là est un drôle de coco. Your bio teacher, on the other hand, is a bit of a weirdo. Malheur means a success or a failure or misfortune. Et ce président a fait un malheur lors de l'élection. This president was killing it during the election. Le malheur était qu'il a subi un attentat juste avant son élection. The misfortune is that he suffered an attack just before his election. Personne means someone and also no one. It is a bit confusing, but it helps to know that in one case, personae is used as a negative. Personne ne m'a prévenu quand il y avait des personnes dans le hall d'hôtel. No one warned me when there were people in the hotel lobby. Sacré can mean blessed or damned. Ce sanctuaire est sacré. This sanctuary is sacred. Mais cet homme ne l'a pas respecté. C'est un sacré imbécile. But this man didn't respect it. He's a damn fool. Frais means at the same time cool and still warm. Il fait frais dehors, mais le pain du boulanger est frais. It's cool outside, but the baker's bread is still warm. En leur apprenant le français, la prof a elle aussi bien appris. By teaching them French, the teacher also learned say either means to hunt or to push away. Chasser can mean pursuing or making something flee. Il chasse les mouches toute la journée, mais ses gestes brusques les chassent. He hunts flies all day long, but his sudden movements chase them away. Consulter can be applied to both doctors and patients. Mon médecin consulte dans 2 cliniques, mais je le consulte seulement dans une. My doctor consults at 2 clinics, but I only see him at 1. Défendre means to forbid and to protect. Je vous défends de me parler. En disant cela, je ne fais que défendre mes intérêts. I forbid you to talk to me. In saying that, I'm only defending my interests. Gâter means to indulge or to destroy. Nous allons être gâtés pour Noël avec tous ces cadeaux. We're going to be spoiled for Christmas with all these gifts. Mais arrête avec les sucreries. Tu vas gâter les dents des enfants. But stop with the sweets. You'll spoil the kids' teeth. Louer means to rent and to lease something. J'ai loué un très joli appartement au bord de la mer. I rented a very nice apartment by the sea. Pour me permettre cette dépense, j'ai loué mon bateau à des touristes. To afford this expense, I rented out my boat to tourists. Partager means to share and to split. Nous partageons un ancêtre en commun. We share a common ancestor. Mais en CE qui concerne nos ressemblances, nous sommes très partagés. But when it comes to our similarities, we're very much divided. Trinquer means to celebrate. It can also mean to suffer the consequences. Le 14 juillet 1789, les citoyens ont trinqué à la victoire. On July 14, 1789, the citizens toasted victory. Mais ce sont les nobles qui ont bien trinqué ce jour-là, but it was the nobles who suffered the day. Maybe the biggest source of confusion is the adverb plus in French. Do we pronounce the S, and do we keep it silent? Sometimes plus means more, and sometimes it means less, whether the S is silent or not. Je suis plus grand que toi en taille. I'm taller than you. Mais je ne sais plus qui de nous est plus grand en âge, but I can't remember which of us is older. Both S's are silent. Il fait de plus en plus de sport. He does more and more sport. Mais il n'a plus envie de lire. But he doesn't feel like reading anymore. Both S are distinct. The second is only distinct because of the liaison. Find the lesson and exercises linked below for further studies, and let me know in the comments if this video was helpful to you. Thank you for listening, as well as liking and subscribing. Likey linky, have a happy French life. A bientôt les amis. See you next time, French friends.